What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. I don't know if we've actually started on YouTube yet. Finally, maybe. If it goes, don't know. According to this thing, we've got 17 people watching, so I don't know if it's actually started on YouTube. But there we go. Finally, I think it went. YouTube's fucked up today. I don't know, for some reason. They don't want me and Jay talking about this. They're trying to silence Jay and I. That's the only possible explanation. They don't want us talking about the Acolyte. Can you believe YouTube would do that to us, Jay?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very hot button topic that's sending people into some crazy mind space that I don't know, man. The meltdown has been it should be a good day for psychiatrists. That's all I have to say. It's been pretty wild. It is interesting though to see them blame people like Ryan for why the show is canceled.
Me? Did I get blamed?
And then they have shifted to starting to blame Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. I think that's kind of funny.
It's actually really some of the things I'm watching go on, like these arguments between the Disney Star Wars fans, are actually like really funny because some of them are actually they have the right conclusion, but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Some people are like, putting Dave Filoni in charge of Star Wars, one of the worst creative decisions possible. It's like, you are totally right, but it's not for the idea you think, right?
Yeah.
They're saying, I guess we're just going to get more of this same shit in the Mandoverse in the same era. And it's like, you know what? You're right. That's all they're going to do. That's all they're going to pump out because they can't do anything else without pulling on your nostalgia.
I like the one from some of the bigger Star Wars fan accounts that have, like, I think one of them Star Wars stuff that has like shilled everything Lucasfilm has ever put out, just saying how wonderful it is and enjoying it. When they put out a post saying, I don't think Lucasfilm has any idea on what they're doing. It's like, if you're losing accounts like that, I mean, you got a big problem. You got a major problem, I say. And anytime like I think the Star Wars Twitter posts something, you're starting to see a lot of people in the comments. Yeah, I don't want that. Renew the Acolyte. I don't want that. Renew the Acolyte. It's been quite the controversial show that nobody watched. So
yeah, the least viewed Star Wars show, definitively, despite what some of these retards try to claim. They're just so fucking stupid. They really are.
Wild, man.
You know, a handful of people that did really enjoy the show, and they're going to talk about it. They're going to cause no problems for Lucasfilm going forward, demanding the Acolyte, and I am all here for it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, we have a new evolution to the story, which is the merchandise, which that story we'll get to today because everybody was talking about it yesterday. Birdo, a homosexual, couldn't do a 24-hour stream and split it in two parts. Very gay. Mage idots199. I saw a couple people saying that. I heard Birdo, I'm gonna do a 24-hour birthday stream, guys. Okay. And people were saying, why can't I see the stream? Shouldn't it still be going? And I look, it's like the video's unavailable. Yeah. So I guess he privated it. I don't know what the fuck's going on. He maybe just had to take a nap. So
I have no idea.
We don't know. Maybe he died on stream.
Yeah,
potentially.
Maybe.
That could have potentially happened. No one's quite sure.
What's the longest stream you've ever done? Do you have like one in mind where like you did like this really? Mine was the reacting to the Star Cruiser video, and that was like almost 9 hours. I was like, dude, I don't know how people do this all day. Like everything was hurting, man. That was a long one.
For me, probably only like 5 or 6 hours or something. Because I honestly, I got so much other shit that I feel like I have on my schedule on a daily basis. I can't do a 24-hour stream. Like I got to put out 3 or 4 videos on my channel. I got to put out 2 videos on Sports Wars. I got shit to do, and I can't just sit there and stream all fucking day. So I don't know. I would never try a 24-hour stream.
I don't like that's. Whew. I tip my hat to those that do it on a consistent basis. Hat tipped.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I believe EFAP is about to be the EFAP University. They're going to do a 24-hour stream. So
yeah, man, unbelievable.
yeah, but those the long man Mauler, that's just kind of normal. So that is what it is. That's just another day. That's just another day. Russian bot. Do you guys like Lord of the Rings? Have you ever heard of the Mind Goblin? If so, would you mind goblin these nuts? Thank
See
you,
what
Russian
you did
bot.
there.
Very
See what
clever.
you did there. Yeah, very clever for the morning show.
Tobias for 5. Hey Jay, you heard of Ailstrom or Ailstorm? It's a pirate metal band that Red showed me, and I wondered if you knew about that genre.
Unfortunately, I don't listen to the metal bands, so I don't know about that. I apologize.
You have to get with Red. Red's got all the info. So Acolyte defenders say Disney's catering to people like Ryan. The past 12 years say otherwise. Disney does the opposite of that.
Yeah, Ryan.
They do completely the opposite of that. Like everything that they announce is like antithetical to what I want. They're like, oh, but you like the expanded universe. Aren't you excited that they brought? No, I'm not excited for them to bring in some things and some ideas or some characters or whatever and completely and totally bastardize them. That's the last thing I fucking want. If you're not going to do it, if you're not actually going to adapt it the way it's intended, if you just take a character like Thrawn, who was, one of the most well-known villains and most beloved villains from the Star Wars expanded universe, if you're like, hey, we should bring in them, the EU people really like this, and then you make him a retarded fuck, guess what? People that are fans of the EU aren't going to like that. I know that's shocking. But if you just bring some random blue dude into a kids' television show like Rebels and turn him into a Scooby-Doo villain, you are a fucking retarded bitch. And if you think that's what those fans would want, you're also a retarded bitch. Like, holy shit. And then he comes in Ahsoka and is literally even dumber than he is in Rebels somehow. Dave Filoni, masterful creative genius Dave Filoni, who is co-writing The Mandalorian and Grogu, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That's how exciting. You could sum up the Ahsoka
My
series.
blood pressure's already fucking spiking. Dave Filoni. I brought up Dave Filoni myself.
The entire Ahsoka series is this. Ahsoka and Ezra just switched places. It took them 8 episodes to have them switch places. Now Ahsoka's stranded on the planet that Ezra was stranded on. That's all it was. They switched
but
places.
she's more content with herself now. She's
I guess
55
so.
years old and finally came to terms with something that happened 30 years ago.
And Anakin's just watching in the distance, seeing what happens.
Anakin's creeping like Plagueis, basically. Anakin's Force Ghost showed up because he's hoping that Ahsoka and Sabine are just going to scissor and he's going to like watch that shit. That's what he's hoping. So, hey, we'll see. I just imagine like Ahsoka's like begging Sabine to pull on her head tails and shit like that. So I could see it happening.
Maybe Savvy has some pictures for you.
I just probably. Hayden 75 for 10 on Kick. On Kick, Beardo's VOD is up. 11 hour and 30-minute stream. At the end of that, he says he's going to take a 2-hour break. If he broke 12 hours on YouTube, YouTube will remove the VOD, so who knows?
Wait. After 12 hours, YouTube removes... What are we talking about here? Removes the VOD?
I think you can only be live for like so long. So most people, when they do these things, they'll end the stream and then start another one.
Yeah, but what about those like music channels that have been live
That's
for
true.
live for like weeks and months on end?
That is a good point.
You go to like the Lofty music thing, they've been live for like a year. So
I don't know. Maybe it is fake news, Jay.
Yeah, but he just made that up, man, because he wanted to go to sleep. He was playing the game poorly, was having a hard time, and he just knew that he couldn't finish it. So
he just crashed.
Yeah.
I have no inside information on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Look at that.
Bob Iger for 5. Guys, I'm busy, okay? I didn't watch it till my Rigger Prime told me to. I hung up and called the lesbo in my office immediately. Praise Allah in 199.
Lofty, not Lofty. Sorry about that. My bad, everybody. My bad.
Lo-fi.
Lo-fi. I mean,
Lo-fi.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Luffy.
I was looking at Bob Iger with the G&G background. Bob, I hear you're looking for a predecessor, someone that you can train and take over for you because you want out. You want out of Disney so bad. You're seeing everything, the stock tumbling, everything's happening. The parks are a mess. Nobody watches your movies. You had to get Ryan Reynolds in there to give you a hit. And now you want out. You want out.
I think you mean a successor, not a predecessor.
Oh, yeah. Well, whatever.
Because his predecessor was Bob Chapek and his predecessor was Bob Iger.
He's looking for someone that won't take his office away because he likes to shower.
Yeah, I did get tagged a couple times in like a story that's out there. Hey, they've hired somebody to help with the search for Bob Iger's successor. The implication that Bob Iger's like ready to step down right now. No, it's probably like a 2-year thing. They actually talked about that at the big earnings call back in February or March, whenever that was, where that was one of the priorities going forward, was to identify Bob Iger's successor to probably take over in the next 2 years or something like that. But he is fucking old. Like we talk about this with a lot of people. Like Kathleen Kennedy, kind of an old bitch, right? The idea that she's going to hang around for 10 more years, not going to happen. Eventually she's going to step down. She'll leave whenever she's good and ready.
Waiting for that big win.
Yeah. She's going to be waiting a while. This might be the biggest win Kathleen Kennedy will ever have, canceling the Acolyte. Like that actually might be like the best decision ever made anywhere.
Yeah. Pretty big win. Maybe there's a change. I don't know.
I did want to talk about the story involving the Acolyte that's all over today, Jay. Obviously, we have seen so many people respond to the news we got the other day about the Acolyte being canceled. News that shouldn't really come as a surprise considering the poor audience reception, the miserable ratings, the lowest viewership in the history of Disney Star Wars shows. And it was by a very big margin. This show should not have gotten a second season, especially with a $180 million price tag. Nevertheless, people in the mainstream woke media that lied about this show and pushed this show and attacked fans for the past several months, they're doing everything they can to cope with this. The handful of fans who actually did like it, they're having a hard time. They're struggling with this right now. But something interesting was going around yesterday, and it was this report, which is all over. All merchandise for the Acolyte has been removed by the Disney store. And a lot of people are claiming that Disney took it down after the cancellation of the Acolyte. Now, I certainly wanted to, go check for myself. So I went over there to the Disney store. No result found for the Acolyte. You can't find anything. Nothing for sale from the Acolyte on the Disney store. Now, the Disney store is kind of weird. It doesn't have all of the things that you would typically associate with Star Wars toys, like the Black Series figures and the vintage collection. Like, usually that stuff isn't there. It's a little bit stranger variety of things, and not a lot of Star Wars shows actually have a ton of stuff in there to begin with. But I thought maybe it didn't have anything to begin with. Maybe there was just nothing there for the Acolyte to begin with, so there's nothing for them to pull. Well, then, thanks to an article from The Direct, I got a link to the Wayback Machine, the old Internet Archive, which actually showed, if I go down here, movie and show, Star Wars, at one point in time, there was 4 items, Jay. 4 items for sale in the Star Wars, or in the Disney store for the Acolyte. This is back on July 5th.
And usually this is the same stuff they sell in the theme park. So it's like, if you're at the theme park and you see a shirt you wanted and you didn't get a chance to pick it up, you can go to the Disney store and pick it up there. So I think they had this at the Galaxy's Edge, and I think in Disney Springs as well, some of the Acolyte merch.
And these are the 4 things you could get.
Hey, what's the review on that one? That one, I guess you can't click it anymore.
I don't know if I don't want it. Is like the Internet Archive, right? But you've got Together We Fight shirt, Jedi Masters.
Good Lord,
you've got Jedi. Hold on, you've got Jedi Masters, but then you also have Jekki, Yord, and Sol, who aren't, or not Sol, but you have Jekki and Yord who aren't Jedi Masters. That's fucking retarded. You've got a May t-shirt, and you've got just a different Acolyte shirt. That's it. Those are not there anymore. There are some people that are claiming, well, they just sold out of them. I don't know about that, but this is now the story. that Disney Star Wars went so far to remove the merchandise from the Disney store. Like I said, there's like one thing up there from Book of Boba Fett. There's like 3 things there from the Kenobi series, and it's not even actual Kenobi stuff. It's just lightsabers. So the Disney store is weird.
Yeah.
With everybody coming out and claiming they're trying to erase it. I don't know about that. Listen, you go to Hasbro, right? Hasbro still has all of the Acolyte stuff up for sale. That one's sold out specifically. That one's sold out. I don't even know why Plo Koon is in the Acolyte section, but the stuff that they've already made and put out, they still have it in stock. It's still available for you to buy. There's a bunch of stuff that is still on pre-orders. They're accepting pre-orders. Same thing goes for the official Star Wars shop on Amazon as well. I actually think that I don't think they're actually trying to erase the Acolyte from existence. I have no idea what happened with this, but there wasn't a lot up there to begin with. It is really funny, though, to see this just further the meltdown.
Yes.
Just pouring salt in the wound and rubbing it for these people out there that were so desperate for more Acolyte that you can't even go and buy the dumb fucking shirts on the Disney store.
I'm seeing everyone's like, it's going to get willowed. The Acolyte's going to get willowed. Don't let it get willowed. I'm like, man, that's quite a phrase they have. If you didn't know, Willow was on Disney Plus. It was so bad, or whatever reasons, they decided to erase it from existence as if it never existed. They were selling like Willow, like action figures and merch, but it was all from the movie. So they didn't sell anything from the television series. So I don't know. I guess maybe they pulled it because they just needed space for the Halloween stuff that came in. So on the Disney store.
I don't know. And like I said, if there's nothing for Andor in there right now either, right? There's nothing for Andor. I can show you.
I'll tell you what, in the parks, the Star Wars section in the park has 2 things that they sell: Baby Yoda stuff and Ahsoka stuff. That's like everywhere. I don't know why they have such a big sections of those 2 specific. I guess they still trying to get that Baby Yoda.
Like we can show it again. We can go here on the side. Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Star Wars Ahsoka, it says there's 14 things. However, if you go to this, like we do have a couple things, right? You've got some Night Troopers collectibles, you've got a couple Legos, you've got a Sabine doll, you've got dolls and shit like that.
Yeah.
From the Ahsoka series. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's see what we got for Obi-Wan. Get out of here, Ahsoka, you bitch. It's literally just it's this action figure and then 2 of
Wait, what? What do you do to the back of that action figure?
Let's see.
What was he doing?
I think he was I think it talks maybe, so maybe it's a button or whatever.
Oh.
I don't know. And then just 2 an Obi-Wan and a Darth Vader lightsaber, the same ones they've been selling for fucking ever, right?
Maybe Obi-Wan tells you not to be racist. When you push the button.
Yeah, he's just like protecting what's her fucking name?
Reva?
Moses Ingram. What about Book of Boba Fett? They have a magic band for Book of Boba Fett and a Darth Vader semi-crop top for girls. This isn't even a Boba Fett thing. So like I said, the Disney store is not some all-encompassing. They have everything from Star Wars. They just don't. So I do think maybe a little bit of this is people like freaking out about it. I don't think they're actually pulling the merch. It's still they've spent all this money actually making the molds. They've got this contract with Hasbro, all this shit. Now, worst case scenario, though, the reason this is being talked about this way is because the show is so fucking bad that this might be a reality, right? The show is just that much of a disaster that you could see them wanting to just remove everything possible and move on from it. But at the end of the day, like I said, with all these other actual like Star Wars branded stores, I just don't think that's.
Do you think it's going to get willowed? You think they could possibly get to that point where they're like, let me
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
So the reason they did it for Willow was because they had to pull it down from Disney Plus if they wanted to use it as a tax write-off, right? If they wanted to be able to use this complete and total failure as a tax write-off, They could take it down from Disney Plus. I don't think they will, because I think the backlash that they would get for that would be significant. And from a small group of people, certainly. But the idea of what they branded themselves as our most diverse Star Wars yet. Lesbian Leslie Headland is our showrunner, and we're so proud. I just think that they're not willing to take that type of heat, if that makes sense.
I don't know, man. I don't think they care. I don't think they care. I hope they do. I think it would be great. I hope they do it on someone's birthday as well, because that just makes it like every decision they're making is making these people more angry. You know, like some of the stuff we couldn't show because they're like the death threats.
Oh yeah, people that are talking about walking in a Lucasfilm and shooting Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
Like
these are the people that have called us toxic for a decade now, right? Like these are the people.
And I love, like, so I guess on John Boyega commented on Amanda's Instagram, and people have screenshotted that, and they were like showing like some of the comments on her Instagram, and they're like, Lucasfilm is a terrible company. They're not protecting their actors. They're horrible. Look at these two. All they have is each other. They're protecting each other. I love it. It's just so it's so crazy to me to see this. That's the most entertaining part, honestly. It's the most entertaining part.
Yeah, there have been a lot of people, flooding in the comments. Pretty much all of them I've seen have nothing to do with race, nothing to do with anything like that. It's literally just, LOL, your show got canceled.
Yeah, your show got canceled.
Power of one, ... season. And you also have to keep in mind that Amanda Stenberg, halfway through the release of this, released a diss track slamming Star Wars fans, attacking Star Wars fans on her Instagram. It's not a surprise to me that people haven't forgotten about that in the past month or two. And they went back there to kind of throw it back in her face that after all that, after attacking fans, you end up having the most miserable failure we've ever seen. But I mean, certainly there's things that go over the fucking line, and that shouldn't happen. But people are very upset about this series, about how Star Wars fans were attacked in the lead up to this series and during this series by people like Kathleen Kennedy, by people like Amanda Stenberg. So
I just it's just shocking that of all series that they released, this is the one that is having this type of meltdowns and stuff. It's the one that no one's watched.
Is it though? Is it crazy that this is the one that no one watched?
It's not. It's just that it's the response that you see on social media. Out of all the shows, it's like it's this one.
Well, this is a show that was built from the beginning, from the bottom up, catered to this small fringe weirdo type of the fan base.
Yes,
the shippers like the shippers out there, the pronouns in bio crowd, even got the he, them, whatever reference in there, right? This is the one that they've touted as, well, this is the gayest Star Wars ever, right? This is who it was made for. And this is not just about the stories that they're telling on front of the screen. This goes into the writer's room, to the people they decide to hire for this. They hired people specifically because of their gender, their race, and their sexuality. They wanted these underrepresented voices in the writer's room, even if they weren't Star Wars fans. And when that is your mindset, not to go out there and create the best possible story we can, the most entertaining version of this story, the thing that fits within the Star Wars universe, the thing that respects the lore, all this stuff, right? When your first goal is diversity, inclusion, representation, agenda, then that is inherently, just based on the people you hire because of that, going to lead to a bad product, or at least a worse product than you could have had if you would just focus on getting the best people for the job. So when we talk about that, when we talk about the agenda at play behind the Acolyte, it goes deeper than just, oh, look at what they said on screen. The people they hired were not competent enough to do this job because they hired people based on other reasons besides you're just the best for the job. Like, that's the reality. And that's why you get incompetence every step along the way. poor storytelling, dialogue that makes absolutely no sense, character motivations that change on a dime for no reason whatsoever. From a storytelling 101 standpoint, The Acolyte was an abysmal fucking failure. It was kindergarten level shit. And the reason is because of the agenda that was at play from the showrunner and everyone she wanted to surround herself with.
And then on top of that, there's a story going around that we might get a Miss Marvel 2 from one of the lowest.
I did see that. That's a Daniel Rickman rumor, which probably means it's absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like,
it's just funny how, like, to me, I just find that funny because they're just like, oh, low ratings, so I got canceled, but we'll give you Miss Marvel 2, another one that nobody watched. It's
yeah,
like,
Miss Marvel had miserably bad ratings. Like, it just did. And then the follow-up, not Captain Marvel, The Marvels.
Yeah.
The worst flop in the history of the MCU.
Yeah.
It would make no sense to me, especially with all the things they've been talking about right now, and all the things they're pushing for going forward. And that report was so sketchy too. It's like, Marvel is reportedly considering possibly a second season of Miss Marvel. So maybe, I guess, but I don't know. Pat for $2 on Rumble. Jay wants to watch Ahsoka and Sabine doing naked yoga.
I mean, that's all I have to say.
I mean, that's all.
Admit it.
Bronsonite for $1. Pre-orders mean they were not confident enough to produce junk amount, and they're hoping there's enough interest, like that one failed lightsaber. No, not necessarily. Some of that stuff is also things that weren't revealed until later in the season. Some stuff they're gonna hold off and not tell you about, like things like that.
The lightsaber, like Reva's lightsaber, was like a crowdfund type.
That was one of the special Hasbro. What do they call it?
It's like not
HasLabs.
HasLabs.
They do some special projects over there that they essentially do crowdfunding for.
Right.
This is not one of those situations.
So if there's an audience, if they had so many buyers, then they would go ahead and make it, but there wasn't. So.
Yeah, this is just a normal pre-order thing.
And all that stuff is the stuff that says sold out on Hasbro. It's available on Amazon and can be sent to you overnight if you have Prime. So you can still get that Smilo Ren helmet if you really, if you really want to add that to your collection.
Yeah, don't know why you would, but you could. Switzerland play IT for $1. Please, Jay, help! I'm being harassed.
I'm sorry. What do you want? I don't know what to do. I think there's a phone number for you to call.
Bronsonite for $1. Picturing Acolyte t-shirts given for free in some remote part of Africa. Bro, I could just imagine, like, these poor African children have it bad enough. Everyone's got AIDS. They're eating dirt because they don't have any fucking food. And then, like, the last nail in the coffin, someone shows up and gives you an Acolyte shirt. Like, how could my life possibly get any worse? There's an Acolyte shirt.
Probably won't even make it that far. They'll probably drop them off in Haiti. I saw them in Haiti all the time. I think the funniest one that I wanted to take was the undefeated Patriots season. Super Bowl winners undefeated, but they lost. So like they always make two sides of the shirts, and so because they want to sell them immediately when the game is over, so then they dump the other ones to wherever. I saw a lot of those in Haiti. I was like, that's pretty funny. Like I tried to get one, but it's like, let me buy one off of a poor man in the country. So,
all right, where the hell am I with these super chats? Golden Nuggets question for Jay: have you noticed how strange the audience of the DNC looks? Plus, the lies are frustrating as heck to see. Hi, Ryan.
Yeah, but I think my favorite video from the DNC was that really, and Ryan like quote tweeted her, that really large woman that talked about being at the table and eating. Something about, like, I don't know. I don't even know what cause she was talking about, but it's like, of all people to hand a microphone for, to say that. There you go.
Here, this one right here, we can play it. It's Star Wars related. This one, right?
Yeah.
We will only be heard if we vote. As the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So Gen Z, let's take our seat in our democracy and cast our ballots in walls.
How many people is this woman eating? Yeah. Like, as the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. Like, how many people has this fat skank shoved down her gullet? Like, literally. I still haven't forgiven this hut for what she put Han Solo
that was
through.
so great. I was like, what the heck? She's at the table, everyone.
So she's actually an abortion activist,
Yeah.
which to be to need to have abortions, you need to have someone have sex with you. I don't know how that's happening with this woman, but you know, it's out there. I think she fucking actually wants to have children so she can just eat them. That's my guess with her. I don't know.
Not surprised. I don't know. How do I even?
You don't know what to say?
I don't know what to say.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Let me have some children. I gotta have sex at the right time, so I have kids right before Thanksgiving. I'm gonna eat them.
Jesus. Raven Black Sparrow, DBA Lower Lips Liquor. Didn't Jay do a 24-hour Christmas stream?
Oh no, man! I think I made it 5 hours.
Did you tell everyone it was gonna be 24 hours?
I don't remember. I don't think so. It might have been a joke because I think the last 2 Christmases I was out of town. Unless I left the computer on. I have to go back and check.
Filthy Casual for 5. Have you seen the Darth Plagueis book adaptation on YouTube by Everest Productions? It's done in an old game engine, but by the book. Definitely recommend. I've never seen that, but it's one of my favorite books in all of Star Wars, so I'll check it out.
It's a great book.
Not included in that book, strangely, is him creeping on fucking weirdos like Chimere and Osha. Yeah, exactly. The Singing Tigs to my favorite daily host, the Angry and the Chill. Hail. Poo Poo Magoo. What'd you say?
I said, which one is which? Maybe I'm angry. Poo Poo Magoo changed his name back. It was Poo Poo something, but he changed it back to Magoo. I appreciate that.
Poo Poo Magoo for 5. Kamala once called me when I was on the toilet. I held it so long that when I farted, it was the loudest fart I ever made. Also, it was a conference call.
Hey, just a heads up, man. There's like a mini hurricane going on at the house. So if
I'm hearing shit here too.
Yeah, so. Okay. So if I just magically disappear, I don't know.
Caveat ties for 199. Acolyte this feeling anymore. Yeah, there you go. I don't really, makes sense. So, thank you, Caveat ties.
Well, they love when you say this.
Maximus BT for $1.99. Are you retarded?
They love it.
Ken Lipson, I agree with Jay.
What's up, Ken?
Ryan Shatner's The Classics.
I love this account.
Why do you build me up, Buttercup baby, just to let me down and mess around? And worst of all, you never call, baby, when you say you will. But I love you still.
Man, I had a great conversation with William Shatner in Chicago. It was nice. I was sitting at a table all by myself, and he grabbed like some of they had tacos for lunch. He grabbed a bunch of tacos and he kind of sat next to me and just started talking about life and stuff and some of his projects he's got coming up. It was very chill. Very nice.
90.
Yeah.
He's pretty sharp.
He usually keeps himself in the back. Like he doesn't really talk to anyone, he usually has not that he has his own table, but he usually finds the table that no one's sitting at. And then, he just goes out. No one. Someone picks him up and is like, hey, you want to do autographs now? Sure. And he wanders out there and he wanders to the photo op. And then he goes home whenever he's ready.
There you go.
No problems. It was really cool. He told a lot. He was telling some old stories. So it was neat.
Durag Bob Iger. I am the true Bob Iger. G. Thanks, Durag.
I believe it.
Golden Nuggets for 2. Not even the Ryan Dancing diss track could save this.
Yeah, that was disturbing, but a very good edit.
David Smart for 2. Hey, are you watch Trash Crow reboot this week? I have no intentions of watching the Crow.
Man, me either.
That Nobody guy for 10. Ryan, I've been flying through the EU, well into New Jedi Order, and loving it, especially the Zahn books. Is Jedi Academy worth going through? I skipped them because I heard they weren't great. Jedi Academy, I actually pretty famously, I suppose, I'm not a big fan of the Jedi Academy trilogy. I do think that they're pretty important, and especially introduce a couple pretty key players that you do need to know, especially with the Han and Kip storyline and stuff like that. So I would read them. I'm not a big fan of the way I think Luke's kind of an idiot in the book just in general. But like some of my least favorite series probably, but a really important one for things that are coming and that are set up. And also, as much as I don't like the series, Kevin J. Anderson does a great job of weaving together a bunch of stuff from the expanded universe that had happened in different books or comics or whatever and bringing it into it. So yeah, you should read it.
Do you have like an ultimate favorite story in the EU?
If I was to tell you like what my favorite book series was, it would probably be the Legacy of the Force series.
Okay.
That takes place probably 35 years or so after A New Hope. Any questions? Any response to that?
No, I just want to know what your favorite one was.
Yeah, that's probably it. Steve Fitch for Canadian 10. Jay, can't wait to see you and Gina this weekend at Fan Expo Canada. Star Wars reporter.
That's right. I will be there. I think people are asking for a meetup. I am not personally doing a meetup because the way this they have me on schedule is I'm flying in, doing the con, and then I'm out early. So hopefully I'll see you guys at the con. Even if you didn't buy like an autograph for Gina or anything, like you can swing around the table and just wave. I'll come out. I'd love to see everyone that's going to be there. It's going to be pretty massive. It's supposed to be Canada's equivalent to San Diego Comic-Con. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, if you're around there, like come say hey.
Tomac
Wave
for
at
20.
me. Yeah.
What?
Sorry about that. I was like, someone said wave at Jay. I was like, yeah, wave at me.
Tomac for $20. For me, the longest stream I helped with was 16 hours. Someone lost control of their life during that one.
Really?
I don't know what that means, but that is a long fucking stream.
Equivalent. Everyone's writing that in the chat.
Equivalent.
Isn't that what I said? Probably not.
Maybe you said equivalent.
Equivalent, yeah.
That sounds like you.
Yeah.
Christian Rock for 5. Acolyte Black Series figures just started hitting stores the past week. I can see future clearance items. Jay, hope you're back on Cobra Cast tonight.
Man, I did 2 days with that DNC, and it's just like it is boring and it's a headache. They just repeat the same thing. Orange Man bad.
Yeah, and
we have no policies, and Orange Man is bad.
And even I, like, when I was at the RNC, there are some specific people that I want to see speak, but I'm sorry, I don't have the patience to watch like every single person go up there and like repeat the same talking points. You know, like I just don't. There's some people that are interesting, I find compelling and stuff, but I just can't sit there and watch it all. So.
It's like an old chip on my microphone there.
Durag Bob Iger for 2. Ryan called me old. I'm not old, just experienced.
Durag Bob Iger.
You're fucking old. Bob Iger's like 78 or something, isn't he?
I think Bob Iger should name Kathleen Kennedy 73. As his, successor. And then move Dave Filoni to Lucasfilm. I think it's perfect.
How old's Kathleen Kennedy? 71.
Yeah.
She's an old bitch. XR Coon for 5. Don't worry, Jay. You should be able to find your Pronoun Beaver and Jedi Beatus collectibles at Ollie's.
Yeah, where is the Jedi Beatus, man? Where is Big Mac Order 66 Jedi? He didn't get an action figure? Listen, that's the one I would buy. That's the one I would want put in a box.
His name is Obi-Wan Kenobi. I will accept no other references to him. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's pretty good.
John Getz for 5. My favorite G&G duo because Jay sounds nice even when he's angry, but Ryan sounds angry even when saying something nice. It's good cop, bad cop. It is.
I'm just me. I want that fat guy figure. I've got the... Oh my gosh. What's his name? The guy who died in the Death Star running Star... I got Porkins.
Porkins.
Yeah. But I got to add to the Fat Man collection.
Yeah, it's because of his inertial compensator. What can you say?
He has a higher midichlorian count than Yoda.
Porkins?
No. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. What a fucking weird thing to bring in just that one episode. There's probably some like retard that won some fan sweepstakes, some like fan thing. Hey, come and be in this, fatty.
I mean, listen, you're going to name the fattest guy in Star Wars Porkins? Somebody was playing a joke. Someone was playing a joke. I'm sorry. You just don't name him Porkins. As the fattest guy in Star Wars, you name him Porkins? Somebody there was having a spin of yarn. That's all I'm saying.
That's one of those things where that's your name and you just live up to like the motto.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like if your name was Ryan Tanner, you probably worked with leather.
Yeah. Or sit out in the sun a lot. One of the other.
Something like that.
Tanner. Yeah. Danny Tanner. Accident seller for Norwegian 20. Jay and Ryan, 4K 77, 80 and 83 are stunning. You have them. You know, I think someone at one point sent me, you know, the despecialized 4Ks, but I have no idea where they are. I think like someone sent it to my email at one point, but I just don't know where it is. So
I watched like I think when they were on like TNT, they were in 4K. And then you could see like all the thumbprints and stuff on R2D2 and C3P, like from what they like.
C3PO is fucking dirty as shit in that entire movie. Like Darth Vader's helmet as well. It's the there's handprints all over it.
You're kind of like, maybe we shouldn't watch it like this. It looks.
No, it still looks awesome though. It looks real, you know. Peace Art of Destruction for 199. I would have sent this money to Beardo. He's getting a good nap. John Getz. I'd be fine with lesbian space witches if they hired Sydney Sweeney, Salma Hayek, and Alexandria Daddario, and it was the origin of the slave Leia outfit. They could have made it work. Beardo's homosexual boss for 2. The gay team. Thanks.
Thank you.
Operation 1. For a second there, I thought he said naked Yoda. God help us all.
Yoga.
What if Yoda just has a massive fucking dick? You know what I mean? Like he like has to curl it around a couple legs.
What a thought.
Yeah. That'd be shocking though, you know?
Yeah.
I was just thinking like, what's the most shocking thing that could come of like a naked Yoda? And it would be if he just had a gigantic schlong. Pokey for 10. The screeching from the Acolyte cancellation makes me think of the Bill Burr bit about the WNBA. Not my job to watch the show. It's on them, and they didn't watch it. Well, you know, my argument is they actually did, but that there's not a lot of them. I think that the target audience actually did tune in, but there's not enough of them to sustain a successful show. That's what I think.
There are more of us.
Andre CR. Those Acolyte t-shirts will end here in the third world. Sold at $1 each at an American outlet. Alex McCarthy. What's up, Alex? Hope you're doing okay, buddy.
Man.
Hashtag RK3PO.
What's up, bro?
Alex had a lot of medical struggles the past year, so he's keeping up the good fight. Accident seller. DNC24 really jumped the motherfucking shark. Hashtag super cringe. Aaron Rodgers free pizza for 5. Order the Acolyte figure pack from Hasbro as a reminder to never watch anything from Star Wars again. Never forget, don't give a fuck about your discourse.
What's Aaron Rodgers free pizza? What is that? What does that mean that I'm missing? Anything?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Just
I wish
if anyone would know, you would know. So, and if you don't know, it's
I don't immediately understand the reference, but I don't know. Bert, when is the Jay and Beardo birthday month stream?
It's not going to happen.
based.
Yeah.
Since so
I took Ryan's advice from last year, and we're over it. I'm done.
When's your birthday? 24th or something?
I'll be in Canada, so.
Hey, Jay, do you happen to still have a Gmail? Wonder if y'all are interested in doing Hollow Scream San Antonio when y'all are in town.
Yeah, drunk3po@gmail.com.
Yeah, let us know when that is.
Maybe.
We're going to have a bunch of people in San Antonio.
Have you made a decision?
I'm going.
He's coming.
I got peer pressured into it, so I'm going. I'll be there. I just got to find out when I'm coming in because I think the meetup is going to be on like a Wednesday, and then the con's on the weekend, right?
Well, I think the con is 4 days. Yeah, it's weekends. I think it's Friday through Sunday,
which is 3 days,
right? Or Thursday through Sunday. It's usually 4 days. So
I don't know. I don't know anything about this con, but I think I saw Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the meetup is like Wednesday. So maybe I'll just come in and make a week of it. I don't know.
Yeah,
make a week of it. The week of a life. M2M, keep the latex suit for Black Cat. She needs super seduction. Also, achieve maximum appeal by switching up hairstyles like long hair, ponytail, web of shadows, and short hair. Treyarch's Spider-Man 2 game. Thank you, M2M.
Sydney Sweeney is in talks to play Black Cat.
Who's that according to would be my question.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody that wants engagement.
Yeah, like these scooper fucks are such hacks. Like, they truly are. Like, especially when you like start actually hearing some things like the Robert Downey Jr. return. I'd heard about that a month before, very specifically what he would be doing as Doom, like all that shit. And then it wasn't until I would say probably a week before the Comic-Con announcement that like the scoopers started coming out with that leak. So it's like these people truly are. Most of them are just fucking hacks that post shit for engagement, in my opinion. AD the Demon Slayer, great EU audiobook, Darth Maul Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter is fucking awesome, man. It's fantastic. And it ties in with Plagueis as well. Jason Yankovic for 5. If you're not at the table, you're on the menu with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Chianti. I can't do that slurp.
Chianti?
Isn't that from oh God, what is that movie? That horror film, the guy that ate people. Anthony Hopkins is in it.
Oh yeah, fucking Silence of the Lambs or whatever.
So, yeah, that Hannibal Lecter. He did that little
nice Chianti. Yeah.
Yep.
Dan Ryman for 20. Morning, y'all. Ryan's thoughts on the Jedi Apprentice series. Read all of them myself in middle school. Good old school Scholastic book catalog. Y'all remember those? Hey, Jay, still waiting for that poo tripping butter dish. Yes. So, it's obviously made for kids, right? So you should go into it expecting that it's like made for kids. But when I read them when I was younger, I fucking loved them. I thought they were awesome. It was actually The Rising Force, the first Jedi Apprentice book. That was the first Star Wars book I'd ever read. And it was, right after Phantom Menace came out in 1999, like right that time frame. And that's what got me hooked. I love that series. And one of the coolest things too about that was you assume, hey, this is Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? Obi-Wan Kenobi, fucking legendary Jedi Master. We saw him in Phantom Menace as well. And it's like, holy cow, this dude just beat Darth Maul. So you're thinking this dude's just going to be like a prodigy. But the first book is about Obi-Wan almost essentially failing out of the Jedi Order because he hadn't progressed enough and no one had taken him on as an apprentice and stuff like this. So it was like a real struggle. It was like him coming to terms with that. Yet somehow kind of through the will of the Force, him and Qui-Gon keep getting pulled together, even though Qui-Gon really doesn't want an apprentice at this point in time. And so that was like one of the cooler things to me. One of the more interesting things to me is it was not that he was just always fucking amazing. He struggled early on with his training. River Miles for 5. Lesbian Space Witch collectibles are at the local thrift store, while Mr. Beast Feastables in the shaving deodorant and grooming aisle. Thank you. AD the Demon Slayer for 2. Jay, you already got the fat guy figure. I think it's an insult.
You lost me with that one. Sorry.
You want me to explain it or you want me to move on?
The fat guy figure.
Yeah, he's saying that, you know,
Oh,
instead of an
I have
action
the fat
figure
guy
like your
figure. Ah,
figure.
yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Good one.
Yeah.
More
I
like
did want to
husky,
talk about
okay? Husky.
I did want to talk about something else Disney related though, just because this is this was interesting. We had talked about this last week. I think it was maybe Friday when the news came out that Disney was trying to prevent a husband whose wife died at a Disney Spring, well, as a result of a Disney Springs restaurant messing up their order, that he wasn't allowed to sue them because, well, sorry, he signed up for a Disney Plus account in 2019, a free Disney
one.
Plus trial, by the way. And it just seemed to everyone like that was absolutely insane. Now, certainly there's been some other legal analysts that have come out and talked about the fact that, hey, Disney kind of just owns the property and it's kind of a landlord in this situation. They're leasing it out to the restaurant. Should they really be sued for this? Back and forth. But what really happened was that Disney got absolutely fucking destroyed for this entire thing because it's just such a bad look for them. The idea of telling a husband whose wife died as a result of allergies to stuff she ate at a Disney Springs restaurant that you're not allowed to sue us because 5 years ago, not your wife who died, but you, sir, signed up for a Disney Plus account. That seems insane to anyone. And it seems like Disney is truly this just fucking evil corporation. Well, apparently that backlash had a big effect because Disney backtracks on wrongful death lawsuit after public fury. Disney drops bid to have allergy death lawsuit tossed because plaintiffs signed up for Disney Plus. And I want you to read this, Jay, and just think of how stupid this is after all this backlash that they put this out. Josh D'Amaro, chairperson of Disney's theme park division, said in a statement emailed earlier to the AP that the entertainment giant will waive its arbitration rights and allow the suit brought by the husband of a Disney Springs doctor who suffered a fatal allergic reaction after eating at a restaurant in Disney Springs to proceed in court. Quote, at Disney,
we strive to put humanity above all other considerations, he said in the Monday night statement. With such unique circumstances as the one in this case, we believe the situation warrants a sensitive approach to expedite a resolution for the family who have experienced such a painful loss.
Can you
ask me to read that?
Well, yeah, I didn't, but it was fine for you to do it. It actually worked. That was exactly the type of tone I imagined they were trying to invoke with that statement. It's just such bullshit. We strive to put humanity above all other considerations. You already filed this fucking motion, you cocksucking bastards.
I know.
Like, you were totally down for fucking this dude over completely and totally. But because of the backlash, because it blew up, because you got so much more negative PR for what you tried to do, that would probably outweigh any of the monetary damages you would actually suffer in a suit like this, that is why you're backing down. It's just such pure corporate propaganda.
So
what a stupid fucking statement. Fuck this dude right in the ass. Like, we strive to put humanity above all our considerations. No, you didn't. You already proved that. Go fuck yourself.
You know, I met him one time and I didn't even know who he was.
Was he just walking through the park or something?
The first ride, they opened up it was years ago. This was before like the lockdowns. Like the third video for Park Hoppin', they opened Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And he was standing next to me in line. It was like a brand new thing that they opened. And he's asking me questions about the park. I didn't know who the freak he was. He just was dressed like a regular cast member. I told him I didn't like Galaxy's Edge because it didn't have like stuff. I'm like telling him stuff. We get on the ride together. He's in the freaking video. Like he walks ahead, he shakes some hands, and then like he does some things, and then like, you know, I'm not paying him.
And you're just
mind.
like, who is this guy?
I pay him like no mind. And so then like everything, he walks out and he's like, he shakes my hand, he's like, thank you for being honest. So I was like, okay. And I didn't even think twice about it till the lockdowns happened. And I saw him again the last day that Disney was open. They did this special thing. So I went there to film and he's standing there at the end waving goodbye to everybody. And I took his picture And I don't know who I sent it to. I sent it to a bunch of people. I was like, who the freak is this person? They're like, oh my God, it's Josh Tomorrow. He's like in charge of the parks. I was like, you freaking kidding me? I sat there and talked with him for over an hour. Didn't even know who he was. Didn't get a picture with him. Didn't do anything, you know?
Very unlike you to meet a famous person and not get your picture with them.
And I was like, exactly. I was like, well, oh well. There it is.
Josh Tomorrow, not exactly the most popular after the stuff he hid from people at D23.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they announced the Cars Land and all that stuff and so very specifically didn't announce what it was taking place of. Like, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
It was crazy. It was crazy. I was like, holy crap. I stood next to he talked to me like he had no friends. He stood in line like everybody else. And then there was one part of the ride where he kind of got out and he was just kind of like, he shook hands with other workers there. And then he got back in line right in front of me. And he just turned around and started talking to me, asking me questions. And I was just like, yeah.
He was there to get the fan experience.
Yeah, I think so. He just wanted to wait in line like everyone else. And then he sat next to me in the ride.
What if you had gotten, is that one of the rides where they take pictures of people, you know? Wouldn't that
they don't. Not in that one. It was a brand new.
That would have been hilarious.
At the end, I got
like, or Jay just like, and Josh Tomorrow just sitting there smiling his like corporate fucking evil smile.
Freaking Forrest Gump moment, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ministry of Wrong Think for 10. Jay works personally with celebrities. Unironically, Gene Carano's best bud. Always professional. Never gets starstruck. Also, Jay. Hey, Ross, I love you. I'm your #1 fan.
Yeah, that was really dumb. I was just being stupid, but yeah, pretty stupid. I just wanted to see how loud we were coming over on his stream. So it was pretty loud.
David Lopez for 5. Hey, did you hear Nintendo's been banning companies like BlackRock from investing in Nintendo stock? I'd have to see where that report's coming from.
How do you do that? How do you ban people from investing in a public trade?
Yeah. It's like, what if I just wanted to buy it? They're like, no, you can't. Disney's like, no, you can't buy our stock, Ryan Kittle. Ron Cook for 2. Am I the only one that's going to miss the Acolyte?
No, I'm going to miss it too.
Jay's still got a couple more good videos out of it.
Yeah. I might squeeze like 2 or 3 more.
John Getz for 2. He's coming. Just another Thursday for Jay.
That's what I said about Ryan. He's coming to the meetup.
Yep.
I'm going to hang out with him for karaoke, man. I missed it in Vegas. This time I'm going to be right there. It's best buddy.
I don't know if the San Antonio nightlife is the same as Vegas.
Maybe we'll go out for a big old slab of meat. No,
I'm just going to let that sit. CD Stein for 5. Did you see Film Threat yesterday? Chris and Alan are making Acolyte Season 2 with discount action figures. Jedi Beatties is a major role. That's actually
that's
funny.
Awesome.
Sean for 199. Thoughts on upcoming 007 game from IO? I haven't heard anything about it. So James Bond games are like, I assume that that's what this is, but James Bond games to me are some of like the most fun I've ever had because I played them like when I first got a fucking console, right? And some of them have been rather hit or miss, but played a lot of them.
GoldenEye, Nightfall, those are pretty good.
Spikefish Network for 5. Imagine the bear costume scene from Wickerman, but with Jay as Winnie the Pooh. Sketch for 2 says blah.
You like saying that.
Taker for 2. Extra padded wand. Thank you. Dante Calevra for 2. Check out the new change.org review the Acolyte petition. Yeah, it's got over 5,000 signatures.
Oh, guys. It's growing. Look at that.
5,000. There was like a Collider article that was so cringe.
Kind of pushed it a little bit.
Well, I mean, like, look, there is, several thousand Acolyte fans out there. They pretty much all exist on Twitter and social media, so I'm sure they're going to bump that up. I'm sure, like, I would not be surprised if that gets to like 10 or 20,000 or something like that, but that's nothing. It's just not. So.
Now, if it was like 5 million.
Yeah, then it also wouldn't explain why no one watched the show either. Though. Yeah. That's the thing. Shark dentures for 5. They don't want to risk the court completely throwing out their exploitative terms of service, which could happen, and setting a precedent. Thank you, Shark dentures. Maximus BT for 199. Jay is a breed.
Nah, it was just a one and done.
Sketch, Ryan, I want to start reading some Star Wars Legends books. Should I start with Darth Plagueis? I don't know if that's the best place to start. Like, it's a fucking fantastic book, but it brings in so many different elements. One of a bunch of the movies, and also the Star Wars EU really brings a lot of stories and weaves them in, which you probably won't have a ton of respect for completely if you haven't read some of the other parts. But I always tell people start with the original Thrawn trilogy. I think that is the best place for people that are starting to get into it to go, because it gives you an idea of what we could have had instead of the dog shit sequels. So Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, The Last Command, written in 91, 92, 93, written by Timothy Zahn. That's where I tell everybody to start.
Plagueis is so good, man. It'll make you love the prequels even more. I think.
Sir Paladin Thundercake for 5. You can hold a button down in a video game dustboard and call someone a racist in the game. No, sadly, I'm not joking.
Thanks, Thundercake. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that thing looks like a disaster. There was only like 35 people playing it yesterday. Michael Brown for 10. I had fun meeting Jay at Fan Expo on Sunday.
Oh man, good to see you, man. Yeah, it's awesome to meet people that come up. Nice shirt.
Maximus BT, Ryan, I'm coming for your LGBTQ hair.
Oof, it's weird.
Sean for 199. It's from the Hitman devs, if you didn't know. Oh, I did not know that, but that'll be really fucking cool. $20. Rotten Tanuki. Tampa Bay Comic-Con this weekend. Come see Day One Patch Kids. Any fans, come say hi. Check your X for art. I didn't even know Tampa Bay Comic-Con was this
I didn't
week.
either.
Had no idea, or else maybe I would have planned a trip out there. Accident Seller for 20. Shout out to my fellow 199 mages. Apparently someone misspelled MAGA. Is that what happened the other night? Yeah. Skeels Theer for 199. Jedi Wonton. 1 ton wonton. Thank you. And we're all caught up, Jay.
Look at that. You're only 2 minutes over. I'm a little shocked.
Listen, we keep it tight here. That's my policy.
I think so.
So same thing with Tuesday night's main event. We kept that a tight show. We ran a tight ship on Tuesday night's main event. It was fun. It was energetic. We beat the fuck out of Jeremy's Cobra Cast stream, which was great. And yeah, we wrapped it up in a nice 2 hours and 40 minutes. So you got anything going on today other than, I guess, getting packed or something?
Pretty much. But I will do something I don't really do that much anymore.
You'll ask for subscribers?
Shout out to everyone. I'm at 97,999. There we go. Thank you, guys. That's pretty cool.
Look at that. There. 98,000 subscribers.
Almost there. Pretty
Very
cool.
Close.
Yeah, that's it. And then today, I'm actually going to Camping World to go look at a camper van.
Why?
I wanna get a camper van and drive around.
Fair. AD the Demon Slayer for 2. Acolyte merch. I would buy a Basil head loofah. Gosh. Mo Zamboni for 5. Hey, thanks to Jane Mike for hanging in the late and gay chat last night. Of course, our stream got a CR hit at that point. Ha ha. A copyright hit. Hail IDOT 199.
Oh man, I enjoy your show, Zamboni. You guys are funny. I enjoy it. I usually have it on like while I'm working on something else. It's pretty funny. So, hey, someone sub. Thank you.
98,000 for Jay. Operation 1 for 30 shekels. Any chance you could please stream a trailer for my book? It's on my channel. Would help me out a lot. Well, I tell you, like, we're about to end, but I will give you a shout out. Go check out Operation 1. He's got a trailer for his book. It's right on his channel there. Go check him out. And if you like what you see, go support him.
Go get that book.
Yeah. But that is going to be it for us today. Shout out to the audience on Rumble. Shout out to the people on YouTube. Thanks to Jay for being here. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
I won't see you tomorrow, but
Well, fuck you.